How are you? Hope you are fine. Now we will start by our new lesson for today, which is the difference of two squares. Let's start our lesson. Our lesson is called Factorizing the Difference of Two Squares. Let's remember some problems we studied before, how to multiply these two brackets. When we have two brackets, x plus 5 and x minus 5, how we multiply these two brackets? First, we start by x times x, it will be x to the power 2, and x times negative 5, it will be negative 5. That means that we start by multiplying x by both terms in the second bracket. For example, it will be x times x, it will be x power 2, and x times negative 5, it will be negative 5x. Then, as what we did in the first term, we will do in the second term, which is 5. Then we multiply 5 times x to get 5x, and 5 times negative 5 to be negative 25. As we see here, we have the like terms, negative 5x and 5x. These two terms are like terms. When we add negative 5 plus 5, the answer will be 0. So these two terms will be cancelled, and the result will be x power 2 minus 25. So x plus 5 times x minus 5 equals x power 2 minus 25. Let's have another example. 2y plus 3 times 2y minus 3. First, we will multiply 2y by both terms in the second bracket. 2y times 2y, it will be, yes, 4y to the power 2. And 2y times negative 3, it will be 2 times negative 3 equals negative 6. And y will be as it is. Now we will multiply 3 by the two terms in the second bracket. 3 times 2y, it will be 6y, and 3 times negative 3, it will be negative 9. As we did before, we have two like terms, negative 6y and 6y. When we add these two terms, negative 6 plus 6, we get 0. So the answer will be 4y power 2 minus 9. So multiplying these two brackets equals 4y power 2 minus 9. What do you note here? We note that when we have two brackets having the same term, 2y and 2y, and 3 and 3. So the answer, and we have just only the difference between them is the brackets, is the sign, only the sign. So the answer will be, first, we will multiply the first times first only, 2y times 2y, it will be 4y power 2, 3 times 3, it will be 9, and the negative sign will be here. Similarly, in the first one, times x, it will be x to the power 2, 5 times 5, it will be 25, and the negative sign will be in the middle. So now we have a fact. The fact means a rule. We will deal with it, which is x power 2 minus y power 2. So we have, when we have two terms, we can square root the first term and we can square root the second term, and between them is negative sign. So the answer will be two brackets, similar terms, but different in sign. So square root of x power 2, it will be x. We write it in the fourth bracket. And square root of y power 2 is y. We write it in also the two brackets, but we will change the sign. The first one will be positive, the second one will be negative, or we can change the places of the positive and the negative. Okay? For example, x power 2 minus 16. So it will be, we will write two brackets, square root the first to be x and x, square root the second to be 4 and 4, and one is positive, the second is negative, or the first is negative and the second is positive, whatever. Another example, 25 m power 2 minus 1. Can you help me for solving this question? Now, what we will do now? First, we will square root for the first term to be 25. Square root for 25 is the 5. Square root m power 2, it will be m. So it will be 5m here and 5m, the second bracket. Square root for 1, it will be 1 here and in the other bracket, and 1 is positive, the second is the negative. Let's have some questions. Factorize each of the following expressions. The first one, 49x to the power 2 minus 36. So first, we will put the two brackets. One is positive, the second is negative. Then 49, square root of 49 is, right, it will be 7. And square root of x power 2 will be x. Excellent. So the first bracket we will write 7x. The second bracket we will write 7x. And now it's turn for 36. We will square root for 36. Square root of 36 is 6. Yes, we will write it in the first bracket and we will write it in the second bracket. Now we solve it, the question. Let's have another one. 100 y power 2 minus 81. So first we start by the bracket. It will be positive, one is positive and the other is the negative. So square root of 100, it will be 10. Square root of y power 2, it will be y. So the answer is 10. Y, we will write it in the first bracket, also in the second bracket. Now the turn for 81, we will square root 81 to be 9. We write it in the first and we write it in the second. Another one. M power 2 minus 16. The two brackets, positive, negative. Square root for m power 2 will be m. Square root of 16 will be 4 plus the last question, 1 minus k to the power 2. The two brackets, positive, negative. Square root for 1 is the 1. Yes. Square root for k power 2 will be k. We write it in the two brackets. Now, let's have fun. Okay, now we will try to move to the fun part. You can also use this QR code to be with me to hear the song and to hear the voices and the sounds and so on. Now, just a second. I can show it to you. Now, let's try to have fun together. Okay. Okay. Let's start by the first question. The first question is the a to the power 2 minus 25. So what will be the answer? Square root of a power 2 to be a. Square root of 25 will be 5. Also is a, 5, negative, positive. So the answer is A or B? A, right. Excellent. Clap your hands. Excellent. Let's have another question. Hope you are having fun with me. 4 minus 9 y power 2. Square root for the first, it will be 2. No, it's 3, not this one. Here it's 2. Square root for 9, it will be 3. Square root for y power 2, it will be y. So the answer will be B. Yes, that's right. Right, excellent. Another one. 16x to the power 2 minus 100 z power 2. So the first we will square root 16 to be 4. Square root x power 2 will be x, no, it's z. That's CB. 4x, yes. 100. Square root for 100 will be 10. Square root for z power 2, it will be z. So the answer is B. Excellent. That's right. Yes, it's right. So you win this game. Hope you are having fun. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you and goodbye.